Hello guys, my name is Jin and welcome to my channel. This is the very first video I'm gonna post. Kind of what this channel is about is just sharing my progress on building my transactional funding business, sharing any wins, losses, sharing what I've learned, as well as I hope along the way I'm able to help you guys out, educate you guys as well. I wanted to start this business just so I can retire my spouse and not rely on a job to support my lifestyle, because at any time, especially with the growth of AI, a job could get wiped out and you could be replaced, and that was my worry. So starting out right now, I've been reaching out to a bunch of wholesalers, trying to get to networking events so I can just talk to a lot of people. A little bit about me. I am 23, still going to school, married. I live in Utah near the Salt Lake City area, so if you're around here, I'd love to connect, get to meet you. And yeah, I've been reaching out to wholesalers, talking with them, sending them direct messages through Facebook, and getting on phone calls with them. So kind of really building a connection there. And the one thing I found most interesting was that most wholesalers don't know what transactional funding is. In their mind, they're thinking, oh, this guy must be funding for hard money, gap funding, any of those sorts. But I want to explain what a transactional funder is, so therefore I will explain it on my beautiful whiteboard. So as far as transactional funding, it's anything that is before a deal closes. Let me explain. With any transaction, any deal, whether you're buying real estate, commercial, residential, there always has to be money involved. With transactional funding, there's a timeline here, so I'll draw a timeline, and boom. And in the middle is when the deal gets closed. After that, obviously you own the home. Before that, let's say this is when the contract is. You get the contract. Whenever you buy a home, just as a first-time homeowner buyer, you obviously need money, so you get a mortgage. And you start paying on that mortgage once the deal gets closed, the contract's yours, that you own the home. You get this mortgage through a bank, and the bank don't have to worry about you not paying them, because if you don't, after the close, it's what they're called asset backed, meaning if you don't pay the bank is just gonna take over your house. Foreclosure, basically. What transactional funding is anything before the close. So we help a contract or a deal get to the close. Some examples are earnest money deposits, EMDs. That's usually to a seller to indicate to them that you have the intent to purchase. Sometimes we help out with wholesalers, something called a double close, where in some states they don't do assignable contracts. So what a wholesaler does is they take a contract saying, hey, I'll purchase it off of you, and then they create another contract with an end buyer and then sells it to them. So there's two contracts involved there. That's how we double close, because usually with the first contract you need to bring up the whole entire purchase price for the entire home. It could be $300K, $500K, but that's how double close. We usually fund out for that first leg and then make our money in the back. Another type of funding we help out is called a stack method, or a seller carryback. It's when an investor wants to buy a property, they use a DSCR loan, which is like an investment loan, but it's usually not 100% of the purchase price, usually 80%. And the seller of the home has to agree to lend some of the equity that they earned on the property to the buyer. That's why it's called a seller carryback. And usually it comes with a down payment. So we're able to help out with that as well. And the most basic way of explaining what a transactional funding is that we basically just help fund a deal to close, to get a deal closed. So that's pretty much it. That's how far I've gone. That's my knowledge. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram. I'll link it in the bio. Follow me on Instagram, follow me for more, and hopefully I can help connect you guys, help you guys learn. And yeah,